there we go. We get the soul jars of fortune. Welcome back to my Elden Ring Let's Play. So, this is the first video I've recorded in a bit, and I gotta say, I was not expecting those two silly videos to do as well as they did, being perfectly honest. But you know what? Whatever. Welcome new subscribers, welcome old subscribers, welcome people who are just stopping by. Today we're gonna fight RADAHN, so let's get into it. RADAHN is... He's definitely not the hardest, but he's certainly my favorite boss fight in the game. Just the whole vibe of the fight is pretty great. You just summon a bunch of dudes and they all fight together to help you kill RADAHN.
Before we begin, allow me to paint you the full picture.
I'm just gonna let this cutscene rock.
General RADAHN is cursed ever to wander. Eaten from the inside by Melania's scarlet rot, his wits are long gone. Now he gathers the corpses of former friends and foes alike, gorging on them like a dog. Howling at the sky. But now,
oh, gather to celebrate!
you will find General RADAHN divested of his and howling.
So, yeah, like I was saying, this is one of, if not my favorite boss fight in the game. Because not only does beating it unlock a huge number of sections of the game for you, but also just the way it works out. Because you go in and you summon, you have basically unlimited summons, and you get to summon a bunch of NPCs to help you fight this one boss. And it's really cool. And it takes place in this huge arena. Like, you see that huge sand dune out there, right? That's, like, the entire arena. Anyway, so I know that there's technically more I could do before I fight the first shard bearer, but very little of that is gonna be prevalent in this playthrough. So we're just gonna go ahead and fight the first shard bearer. 15 episodes in, we're finally getting a great rune. Ah, it tracks much better than I thought. Alright. There we go. Alright, now it's gonna do that. Oh. Now we just have to get close to him. And now the fight begins proper. I'll take that. And you see, normally the strategy would, when you're playing with a bunch of phantoms, would be to just let the enemy be stunned, because your combined DPS is going to be a lot greater than any potential damage you do from the stab, aside from if you do like a build specifically for critting. But because my build's not like that, I kind of have to let it rock. And unfortunately, RADAHN is late enough in the game that NPC summons don't really do a whole lot of damage. At least compared to what you as the player can dish out. What's really cool is that you can tell based on his moveset that RADAHN was like designed to be fought by a lot of characters at once. Because he's got these huge sweeping AoE attacks. Alright. So this time I'm going to try and not take a lot of damage at the start. So that I have more Estus as the fight goes on. It's not Estus, but you know what I mean. I mean, I'm assuming you know what you mean. Estus flasks, doesn't matter. Alright, and then if I gallop on Torrent, I should be able to... Never mind. Alright, I have to full on strafe. So I think the thing that's really cool about RADAHN is there's a lot of parts of its animation that you probably wouldn't notice unless it's like explicitly showed off in a video. Like, you probably don't notice where his horse is for a lot of his animations. But he has this attack where he like puts him under the ground to like protect him. He does the jump. Another cool thing I learned about this boss fight is that RADAHN always appears where you're looking when he gets summoned as the meteor. Alright, not gonna make the same mistake again. Just let everybody wail on him, even though NPCs don't deal that much damage. Just heal myself. And like that, second try. And now I get the tutorial for the Great Rune. And his Remembrance, which is the cooler part of beating bosses. Because those remembrances give you access to equipment, spells, etc. that they use in their boss fights. So, but you can also redeem them for more runes. And with that, we have a new area to look at. Technically two, but I'll explain that in a bit.
Ah, good. Oh, what a sick the glory of the clash. And did you falling star? I can't fathom how he was a living legend. The path has now been cleared to Nokra. Let's meet where the falling will take up our souls.
Aye. One hit after that, and as such. As luck, if I can, and you know, who could expect? Just you wait. The bot who could expect? Just you wait.
Alright. And with that, we're gonna go continue a quest line that I've kind of had to ignore up to this point. Because continuing it requires having a great rune. And, you know, I haven't really gotten a... I just got my first great rune. Speaking of, let's go activate that. So the way the great runes work is that when you beat the shard-bearing bosses, and I think there's a total of 7 shard-bearers, you get access to a great rune item. And in order to actually use that item, not only do you have to equip it, you also have to activate it at these towers. And each great rune has a corresponding tower, except for one of them, which shares a tower with another great rune. I believe we went to the entrance of one before, up in Altus, and then there's this one. And then there will be a second one up in the Altus Plateau that we can access, and then one back in Limgrave. There's technically a 6th tower, but that doesn't correlate to a great rune. Well, it does correlate to a great rune, but we don't have to go there to activate it because of the nature of the boss fight. But I'll get to that when I get to that. Because now that we've beaten one shard bearer, I've satisfied my challenge in getting my build together, because every other part of my build that I need, I have to have obtained at least one great rune, and I'll explain that once I activate Radahn. And with that, I can now equip Radahn's great rune. And Radahn's is pretty good because it just gives all of your health, stamina, mana bars increases. Which is, you know, it's always useful to have more of each of those stats. Let's just increase endurance. And I'm going to pop an item. Oh, never mind, I don't have any. I must have used them all. Oh well. Actually, there's one more place I want to go first. Because now that we have obtained a great rune, we can meet with the 2 fingers. See, this door wasn't open before. So now we can come in here, learn that pose, and then...
Are you've done let's then great anchor until it was tragic across the foul. But the great source ray seek to become Leto.
So she's basically just telling you to go get another great rune. And there are 4 options we can pick from at this point in the game. And we can get Radahn's equipment if we so desire. So, like I said, the cool thing about remembrances is that you can redeem them for items, or you can use them for runes. But I don't really need either of those items, and they don't really jive with my build, so I'm just going to pop it. And like that, we get almost as much runes as we do for beating Radahn. So now, I can level up a tiny bit more. I really need more endurance, more stamina. And then I'm just... So I think at this point, I'm kind of satisfied with everything except for my Arcane and Faith stats, which are my damage stats. So I'm just going to start pumping my 3 main stats here. for a bit. Although I think 15 endurance will be enough to satisfy me for a bit. Let me check. Nope. Alright. Slightly more. Whatever. Anyway, point taken. So as you can see on the map, this is telling us that we have unlocked the entrance to a new area here. And we will be going there later. But first, I'm going to go do a quest line, which will give us access to another area. Also, this questline has been updated since the start of the game, and I'm curious to see how that affects it. And so for context, part of this questline has you invading other players, but obviously that's not always going to work. Either you're not, because maybe you live in an area where you can't go online or something of that, which means it's really difficult to clear the... which means it's basically impossible to get this questline done. So they recently added an NPC fight that you can do instead that should progress the questline. So I want to see how that plays out, because I haven't done this questline since they added that. And if you remember, earlier I tried to progress this questline, but it turns out you can't do that because you need at least one Great Rune for that NPC over there to show up.
Ah, you claimed that what? Aha, my doubt. The words of the truly, I believe, even worse. That's the part. Oh, I have a means for give it a try, and if it please, I've high hope. Be sure there's no tarnish.
Alright, so the way this questline works is you have to do 3 invasions, and then you can go and get this item, these 2 items. And but recently they added an NPC invasion. So let me just look that up real quick. Alright, sorry about that little skip there. I know where we're supposed to go now. So yeah, this NPC was added in a recent patch, and it allows you to continue the questline without invading other people. And you can still invade other people and not lose out on this questline. So I am going to try PvP, but I do want to fight this NPC first because I haven't fought him before. Well, let's fight this new NPC. It was a glitch in how their attack was programmed. Alright, so there's the guy. That's not a lot of health. Oh, I misspaced that. Wow. I can throw rocks too, buddy. You're not special. Well, you know, that's about what I expect from an NPC invader. But now that that's complete, let's go see Somber Smithing Stone 6. Neat. I did not expect to be getting that, but whatever. Alright, so let's go make an upgrade and then check back in with our friend Vare and see how the questline has progressed. And don't worry, I will do invasions if I'm still going to do an invasion. Maybe I'll dedicate a whole episode to doing invasions. But for now, I'm just curious to see how this questline works because I haven't, like I said, I haven't done this questline since they updated the game to allow you to progress it this way. So let's go back over there. Also, sorry if I'm not very entertaining. in terms of commentary. It's very stream of consciousness right now, which I guess kind of works. It's a lot easier to talk while playing a video game when you have someone else to bounce off of. And it's not like, oh, I can't talk into a mic by myself. It's more so, you know, because there's a difference between, you know, talking to yourself about certain topics and engaging with, like, chat members or another person who you're watching your playthrough. But yeah, it's just me, so.
I'm glad that you have a. I wish to anoint a knight.
Wow, it's just that easy. That's funny.
Now,
Okay.
take this for your fine. Normally this, but since
So let's go grab the other thing we need, and then we'll finally unlock that new area. There we go. I don't understand. You know what? Actually, I'm going to check something. I'm going to check something. Because it's always kind of upset me that there isn't, like, a site of grace at where Vare is, so that every time you have to teleport over to him, you have to, you know, ride over to him. And maybe I'm just dumb, because I do know that there is a Stake of America over there, and there's an enemy you can fight, so maybe you have to defeat them to get the grace to spawn. It's probably not the case, but you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go finish this section of the quest line, and then I'm going to kill that enemy. And of course, I'm just casually missing this side of grace, which would have made it slightly more bearable, because it's closer.
you've completed, and with this a knight. Now this.
Now a short little animation plays where he pokes you in the finger.
Oh, good heavens! Clench your teeth or something.
Then you get another invasion item,
It is what you have the
and most importantly, you get this.
with the power I've gone out, but you mustn't. The meeting must wait. Luminary, we must.
Which lets you teleport to the new area, which I will go to in a moment. First, I'm going to make good on what I promised. Oh, well, you're fun. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would. Oh, hey, buds. Those guys are funny. Alright, so with that done, and my hopes thoroughly dashed for an easy teleport, let's just do this. Off to the blood dimension. Yeah, so, welcome to Mogwin Palace. Here's the map. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a Site of Grace. So, this area is neat for a couple of reasons. One, it's late game, and we're still technically very early in the game. And two, The last pieces of my build are in this area. So next episode, we're going to go grab those. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.